was going to just confidently know that I could do this and have no fear. And so I did it. And my back didn't hurt. And it was an amazing, tiny, but amazing experience to be able to just change my mindset and change nothing else. Hello and welcome. My name is Dr. Ryan Peebles, and I've dedicated the last 20 years of my life to better understanding and reversing the root causes of chronic lower back pain. I'll get right into my story. This was probably around 2008, 2009. So I was in my very early 20s, maybe like 22, and I was experiencing chronic back problems at that point already. My back problems started when I was 16 years old. So I was already 6 years into my back problems at this point. So 22 years old, and my symptoms were constant pain every day, most significant with sitting, and I would often hurt myself and experience setbacks when trying to exercise and help myself. So, I was in a unique situation where I couldn't really rest comfortably and I couldn't really be active comfortably. And in this story, I'm sitting and I'm watching a sports game. I grew up in Southern California, so I was a Lakers fan naturally, and there was a particular athlete on the Lakers who was well known for playing through pain, playing through injury. He was kind of my idol at the time, and in this game he was playing through multiple injuries, and it was just like I remember the announcer talking about how he's superhuman and this isn't normal for athletes to do this. And they interviewed him after the game, and he talked about mindset. And he didn't talk about his high tolerance for pain. He didn't talk about his physical therapist or his training program or the amazing medical department for the Lakers. It was all about mindset. I'm sitting there. I had just watched this incredible performance by this player, and he's talking about mindset. So what I decided while I was sitting there was that I'm gonna reach forward and grab this glass that's on this coffee table in front of me. I'm sitting in like a sofa couch type chair, and I'm gonna reach forward and I'm gonna do it confidently. I'm gonna use mind over matter to grab this glass that's gonna require me to lean forward, which would normally hurt my back, and I would do it in a kind of a fearful way. I wasn't gonna do it that way. I was gonna just confidently know that I could do this and have no fear. And so I did it, and my back didn't hurt. And it was an amazing, tiny, but amazing experience to be able to just change my mindset and change nothing else, and be able to do an activity and have it be a different experience in my body where I didn't have the pain. And so that confidence did something, and I can't claim that I even still know what it did or understand it, but what I believe is that it changed the firing patterns in my body. The ability for me to move confidently maybe fired a different muscle group where I normally would have, fearfully, and hesitantly tried to lean forward without hurting my back. So my goal was to not hurt my back, and that was what would be normally in my mind, and try and avoid the pain. And in that process, it's called in our industry, it's called fear avoidance behavior. That is it's a feedback loop. It promotes what we call aberrant movement patterns, abnormal movement patterns, and that promotes the problem of the muscle imbalances and the pain and the damage that is caused by all those imbalances. And so what I believe happened was something clicked into gear, and I was able to use confident muscles that maybe originated from my center rather than my protective muscles. And for me, it was just a bit of a turning point where, I had recently read John Sarno's book, Healing Back Pain, and that talked a lot about mindset, and it introduced me to the idea that back pain isn't just a physical problem. And then I had this real life experience. I was able to build off that. And no, it didn't heal me. No, it didn't cure me, but it was one giant step forward for me in my journey towards getting out of the cycle. And it had nothing to do with exercises or diet or physical anything at all. I believe just making that switch of deciding to move confidently and knowing that you can and that your body is strong and that you can tolerate it is enough in itself, that you don't actually need to understand why, but it has a powerful impact on the subconscious or unconscious way that your body moves, the muscles that it decides to engage. It's choosing to engage confident muscles rather than protective or fearful muscles, which can help break you out of the cycle of the feedback loop, where fear avoidance behavior promotes the problem that is causing the pain, with fear in your mind guiding the way that you do the movement. Just know that your body is strong and that you're capable. Without knowing any of the exercises or the physical things or the knowledge, it's just a quick switch of the mind.